Recording live from the Northeast Georgia Business RadioX studio. This is Northeast Georgia Business Radio. Welcome back, folks. Welcome back to another exciting edition of Northeast Georgia Business Radio. I'm your host, Tom Sheldon, and yeah, we're coming to you live from the beautiful Empower College and Career Center of Jackson County. I have with me a returning guest. I love when guests come back. It means they liked it. I have with me today, in a returning role, the founder of Retire Wise, LLC. He's one of those retirement guys. Mr. Shawn Maloney Shawn, welcome back to the Northeast studio.
Thanks, man. Great to be here. Yeah,
Built you up, man.
Yeah, you didn't scare me off too bad, you know.
Not too bad. I'll try harder. No, I'm kidding. Welcome, man. What's going on? How you been?
Doing good, man. Staying busy, kicking off the new year. Got some new things going on, trying to kick things off the right way in 24.
Big year coming?
Yeah, I got some big
Do some
big
predictions.
plans.
Looking at that Shawn crystal ball, I want to know all about it, man.
Well, you know, if I had that crystal ball, then I'd be putting some bets on the Super Bowl coming up here pretty soon.
Who's going to win the Super Bowl? Who's going to? We'll date this podcast right away. Who's going to the Super Bowl?
It's probably going to be San Fran and the Ravens.
Wow, you really went out on a limb on that.
I'd rather
the
see
2-1 seeds.
I'd rather see Detroit go. That's a better story.
It is a better story.
I love Dan Campbell too. He's awesome.
I don't believe I've ever rooted for the Lions.
I haven't either.
I know I've never rooted for San Francisco.
No, me neither.
I mean, those are old NFC West scars.
Yep.
Scars.
Sure. I hear you.
Montana to Rice. Anyway, sorry, I digressed. We started talking football. Is the landscape changing, you think? Is what you're going to be doing in 2024? Is there going to be more challenges? You weren't expecting that question. I just come off the cuff with that.
No, it changes every year. That's a great question. You know, every year brings its own set of challenges. You know, we go through the ebbs and flows of the economy, you know, what's going on out there in the world. And, you know, every time the news sneezes, it can affect you know, markets, interest rates, everything else like that. But the good news is, you know, you keep a pulse on it. You personalize these plans. We finished up 2023 pretty strong as far as markets, economy, whatnot. There's some positive signs, but there's still a lot of roller coasters going on, brother. I mean, you know, you don't know what's coming. You got the elections coming up, all that kind of stuff could cause waves. So we just got to be ready for it. But better outlook for 24 than it was for 23, I think, from a financial standpoint.
Really? I thought 23 was awesome. Personally, I thought it was a great year.
It was definitely a rebound year. I mean,
it definitely was.
Yep.
We needed it.
We did. I mean, not everything. I mean, of course, inflation settled out, all that kind of jazz. It was way better than 22. I think 24 is going to stabilize a little bit. I think we still have a little volatility, but not as bad as we had.
Well, it's an election year.
Yep.
Things often will just kind of stagnate a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
In wonder of what might happen.
Especially this summer. You're going to see everything kind of come to a standstill,
I
think, this summer. As far as businesses and the way the market reacts.
We'll all be a captive audience for about 6
right.
months.
That's right.
Pretty much, till November.
100%.
Now, something that you do, we've talked about this off the air a few times. You focus on a lot of non-financial things. Mm-hmm. It's one thing, hey, put your money here, put it this stock, this bond, this equity, whatever. But you focus on a lot of non-financial aspects. Let's talk about that. We've never talked about that on air, I don't believe.
No, I don't think we did. I think last time we just talked about the financial stuff.
Yeah.
And obviously we do all the financial stuff, but let's back up a step, right? I mean, before you get to that financial side of things, of funding where your future is, funding where your retirement is, what do you want to do? Right? What's going to make you fulfilled? What do you want to do in retirement? What's going to give you that peace of mind? What's going to make you happy? We start there. Let's back up and figure out, all right, there's this big transition. That's another thing we help people with, is that transition is you just came from the working world. What am I doing with my days? Now, some people have that figured out, right?
Right.
But not everybody. And I think not everybody understands or feels it until they get there. Mm-hmm. So before we ever get to the financial side of things, let's figure out what their retirement looks like. What are you going to do with your days? What are your passions? What do you want to do? We figure that out. Then we come back and figure out how to fund everything that they're passionate about.
Makes sense. You're actually wagging the tail. The tail's not wagging you, I guess.
1,000%. Yep.
Wow.
Try to cut some of the surprises out, right?
Yeah, surprises aren't, especially when you get older.
Yeah, it's not fun.
We're not good at surprises.
I mean, I like to tell everybody, look, we all work hard for our whole life, right? We want to enjoy it.
Technically, yeah.
Well, some more than others, I guess.
Yeah, some are bums. I hear podcast hosts, they're mostly bums. But anyway, my producer's over there shaking his head. Yes. Wow. He didn't miss a beat.
We won't name names.
No, gosh, no. Why would we? I'm sorry. This is just a off the rails kind of day. I'm sorry.
Well, let's not, you work your whole life. Let's say you worked hard,
Yeah.
Say you're Tom and you worked hard.
At least looked good at it.
Right. And so you want to enjoy it. But that looks different for everybody. What you want to do versus what I want to do versus Joe down the street wants to do is totally different.
Right.
It's customized. Let's figure out what that looks like.
Yeah, you may want to travel.
Yeah.
You may not want to travel. I mean, me personally, maybe a beverage, a really comfortable chair, something entertaining on the television, a good view.
So can I use you? I always say that.
Please do.
You might be the person that just wants to sit on the couch, and then you got
couch is good.
You want other people that want to travel the world, right? There's everywhere in between too, right?
That's like 180 degrees.
That's right. That's right.
I will travel the world by what is in my glass at the time.
There you go.
How's that?
There you go.
You can use that.
You can take a trip.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm in Italy one moment, Venezuela the next, and later today I'll be in probably, Kentucky.
So if we see Tom sitting on the couch with a drink in his hand and VR goggles,
you know where I'm at. Sure, Woodford Reserve is a horse farm. Yeah, it is. Actually, it is. Yeah.
That's right.
I'm into horses.
There you go.
Sorry. Wow. Maybe this is why not everyone comes back, Mike. Producer's shaking his head again. All right, back to business, man. Back to business. You've got some new stuff coming out.
Yep.
Very cool stuff. Retirement coaching.
Yep.
You got a whole program, but you're going to be doing some coaching. And forgive me, I'm not trying to overstep. This is more geared toward a DIY kind of thing.
1,000%. Yeah.
I'm right?
You're right. Hey, you got one right.
Broke clock is right twice a day.
We're going to put that one in the books.
Wow. And this happens when we have a producer. Retirement coaching.
Yeah.
What bit you to do this, man?
So it kind of goes back to what we just talked about. Not everybody thinks about the non-financial stuff, but then you kind of look back and I look at who I've talked to over the years and who you run into. You have the people that just say, hey, here's my stuff. After we talk about it, you just handle this for me. But there's a lot of other people out there, especially now where some of the younger generation coming up, they want to try their hand at it. They're the DIYers, but they may not have all the knowledge yet to get there.
They probably don't.
Yeah. And most people don't, unless you've studied it all that.
Right.
You may know what the stock market is and you can buy a stock, but you don't know all the financial vehicles out there to make it happen, right? So that's kind of where we went with it. And so what they can do is, you can do one-on-one coaching with us, but we also have an online program where you go through kind of like an online school, but with that comes coaching as well. You have individual coaching sessions. So you learn, kind of have a review, we help you out, we analyze, and you walk away plans that you can utilize, right? Mm-hmm. And because where it came from as well is I've always loved educating people when I'm working with them, just so you know what you're getting into versus just blindly going into it. So that's kind of where it all started. Let's help everybody out there. We're going to help as many people as we can, right?
Build those relationships.
Yeah, most definitely.
Well, people treat you differently when they realize you're actually there to help them.
Oh, 1,000%.
Now, have you partnered up with people? Is it just you?
So
resources?
Yeah, so we have a team that we work with, and then on the backside, so the coaching is mainly done with me, but then we have people on the backside that help us out, run everything for sure. Yeah.
What kind of program is this? It's all online. There's FaceTime.
Yep. So
many months, days, weeks.
Good question. So the online program.
Let's chew into it, man.
Yeah. The online program is 8 weeks, 2 months.
2 months.
Right. The online portion of it is you kind of at your own pace, but what we like to do is you go through a week at a time. You may get a little homework assignment at the end of a class or video online. And then throughout that course, you have a one-on-one coaching session, live coaching session. It can be in person. If you're local, because this is actually rolling out not only in Georgia, but nationwide, right? So we can do it.
Okay.
Yeah, we can do it virtually as well.
I hear you, man.
So, obviously I'm not traveling around all over the place, so we can do Zoom calls.
He's good, folks. He's not that good.
Right. Didn't put my cape on quite yet. Yeah, we can do it virtually. So you get all these coaching sessions along the way, as well. Now, for those that are local, then, we can certainly do everything face-to-face. It's really your option.
But there is the option.
Yes, sir.
Well, that's good.
I like meeting people.
Hey, that's what it's all about.
Yes, sir.
That's what it's all about. The reason I brought that up, community partners are so important.
Yep.
Here at Northeast Georgia Business Radio, we also have some great community partners.
One of our great community partners is Piedmont Injury Massage. Injuries can come from everyday life or even after surgery. Massage can be a benefit even if the damage was done a long time ago or it just happened. Contact Piedmont Injury Massage today and find out how they can help you with your recovery. Owner Hart Fandrich provides a personal, hands-on service with many types of massages. Visit PiedmontInjuryMassage.com. That's PiedmontInjuryMassage.com and begin your path to recovery and wellness today. And while you're at it, check out our new website, negabrx.com, to see all our great community partners.
Shawn, you still there?
I'm here with you, brother.
Speaking of great community partners, I do believe Retire Wise is also one of our great community partners.
We are privileged to be so.
Well, no, the privilege, yeah, the privilege is ours, but bless you for that. We appreciate the support.
My pleasure, my pleasure.
Makes all this turn, man.
Got to have some hamsters in the wheel.
We have a lot of answers. We're very lucky. We're very lucky. But no, thank you for that. What were we talking about? You're coaching now.
Yeah.
Put me in, coach.
But yeah, that's right. I like hearing that, right?
What are some of the expectations? Okay, we got together. We got some Zoom calls. We met for maybe some coffee. I don't know. For 8 weeks, 2 months.
Yep.
What are some things that I can expect during and possibly even after? Where am I going to get to? What should I be expecting?
Yeah, so
Try not to be too open-ended there. Sorry.
no, you're good. I mean, we kind of start with an open slate, right? I want to hear about you, what your aspirations and dreams are for that retirement. And then obviously we're going to dig into, in a future phase of that, not day one, where we'll dig into the financials. But so we start off with laying that foundation of what do you want to do, right? But all along we're explaining the education on it as well. What does that mean, right? Because a lot of times, and everybody has different levels of understanding of what that is.
Oh, yeah.
So it's very personalized. So we'll go in, figure out what it is that they want to do, and that's kind of really what the first couple sessions are about. And we actually throw in there as well kind of personal finance 101, right?
Okay.
Because some people that come to us, they're in decent shape. Some people aren't. Some people don't have the core principles of 101 finance, right? And we'll kind of gauge that. And if they're not, then we'll help them out with that as well before we ever dive off and putting a whole plan together for them, right? We're not going to hand them a plan and they can't do anything with it. Right?
They don't know where to start with the plan.
Yeah.
No, I'm with you on that.
Yeah. So as you journey through each week, there's going to be some different topics. We're going to talk about, one, what you want to do. We're going to talk about growing your money, and we're going to also, for retirement, then we're going to also factor in the distribution or the drawdown phase afterwards. A lot of people don't think about that. It's critical.
No.
Well,
They'll never get there, Shawn.
Well,
They'll never get there when they're 30 years old.
well, true.
So
So
I'll never be 70.
yeah, it's in your mind. You don't think you're ever. Yeah, you're right.
You'll never be 70.
You don't think that. You don't think about it.
Exactly.
But it can make a big difference on that. Everybody thinks about, well, what's that big number I got to get to, right?
Right.
But not everybody thinks about on the other side, how am I taking that money out, from what accounts, when? Because it makes a difference on how long your money lasts, taxes, all that kind of jazz, right?
Exactly.
And everything in between, we're going to explain the different types of options they have for investments and protecting it as well. Because it's not all about growing; you got to protect it, right? We're going to try to I categorize them as 6 main retirement risks. We want to mitigate those or take them off the table as much as possible. We're going to talk about each of those, how to lessen those, right? And then at the end, you walk away with a full-fledged plan, right, that you can execute on your own. We're always there for them if they want to help, if they want help. But they walk away with a full-fledged, blessed plan that they've helped put together, that they now fully understand.
That they can follow.
Yeah.
Now, that first question, what do you want to do? Are you talking about next week, next month, 10 years from now, when they hit 50, 60, 70? When you ask that question, that's a huge question.
It is. It's very big. And
What are you getting at?
It takes a minute. It's what you want to do after you hit that retirement button,
Got you.
right? What does that look like?
After
what is
your money-making days, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Okay.
What does your day look like?
Got you.
Today, you get up, commute, go to work, whatever it is. If you're younger, maybe you have kids, you got extracurricular activities, those kind of things. But when you retire, are you going to be Tom and sitting on the couch, or
horse farm,
or
horse
are you going to be doing other things? Some people want to do charity work, volunteer work, that kind of stuff. Some people want to work part time. Some people want to travel. Maybe they're kicking things off their bucket list, or spending time with their grandkids, whatever it looks like to you, right? Because we also look at the different phases. I don't know if we talked about this last time or not. So you got I think we might have. You got when you kick into retirement, you got the go-go years. You got the slow-go years, and you got the no-go years, right?
Yeah, we didn't talk about that.
We didn't talk about
I would remember that.
Okay.
I would remember that.
Yeah, so we have to figure those out because they're each funded different. The drawdown phase is different for each of those. All right, so let's go through it for real quick, right?
Yeah, let's.
So you got the go-go years. You just retired. You're excited. Not like Tom. They're out. Someone's out traveling, right?
Yeah, they're traveling.
Whatever it is, you have the energy. Your mind's still there. You have the energy.
Yeah.
You're excited. Hey, I just hit this retirement. I'm going to go do some
I call
stuff.
it ambition at that point.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
You want to go do stuff. Right?
Go do stuff.
So you may have a little bit of money, little expenses there.
Yeah.
So you're kind of at the top end. Well, you start funneling down a little bit. You get to the slow go years. Your mind may say, yeah, let's go do it. Your body's going, not so much.
Right.
You're feeling their little aches and pains a little bit. So it's kind of down in the slow go years. And then you get into the no go years. And let's all face it, we all age. We all start having those aches and pains. We start having more medical issues. And eventually we're going to leave this place, right? And so you got the no-go years where you're just not really able to do much, okay? So you got to fund and figure out each of those separate. But what I just pictured there for you, and I'm real big about one of the phrases is retire happy, right?
Mm-hmm. Right, yeah.
Well, that go-go, slow-go, and no-go years just formed a retirement smile, your expense-wise. So you started off with higher expenses in the go-go, get down to the bottom in the slow-go, you're not as much. And then the no-goes, you got medical expenses, those kind of things. So you got this little retirement smile. Well, let's make you smile through the whole thing.
I'm with you on that. Depends, I guess, what you're doing.
Well, that's true.
How ambitious are you? I'm as ambitious as my money will let me be.
Yeah, there's a good statement.
That's yeah. How about that? I'm on fire today, Shawn. Let me tell you.
I'm going to bring him on as an advisor, folks.
No. You don't want that. You will be out of business in 6 weeks. It'll be an entertaining 6 weeks.
Yeah. See?
But beyond that, you talk about no-go. What's one of the biggest things you see people just totally mess up, or I don't know if mess up is the right word, where they just miss it when it comes to planning for retirement?
One thing that a lot of people don't think about is the long-term care aspect, right? I tell people, if you don't have a plan for long-term care, you don't have a full plan.
Makes sense.
And it's not something people want to think about.
Nobody wants to think about that.
It's not fun.
If I get to that point, just throw me out in the backwoods and let the buzzards pick me or something.
Right. It's not fun to think
that's
about.
That's no plan, but yeah.
Well, it is one, but it's not a very good one.
Really bad one. Really bad one.
So there's a stat out there. 70% of Americans are going to have some form of long-term care, whether it's assisted living, nursing homes, or in-home care, or whatever. It's a pretty wide definition, right? But 70% is a big number.
It's still care, though.
It's still care. And to some of those people, it's maybe light and it's only for a few months. Some people, it's years.
Well, it's a moving target, too.
Yeah, you don't know. You can't predict that.
You might live till you're 95 years old.
Right.
You need the care when you're 85.
Yeah. And you
10 years is a long time.
It is.
Oh, yeah.
So you got to plan for that. There's a lot of different ways to do that. You can self-fund it. You can do policies. There's all kinds of different ways. We're going to figure out what makes the most sense for each person.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
What's possible.
Yeah. Because it can it drains your funds in a heartbeat.
Oh, in a blink.
You look at...
There's not much going in. It's all coming out.
All coming out. And I think the average cost in Georgia for a private nursing home is anywhere from $6,500 to $7,500 a month.
See, I would have guessed 4,000.
Yeah, it's
I would have
definitely
been way under.
The national average is 9.
Wow.
But in Georgia, it's around 65 to 75
That's still a lot of money.
a month. I mean, think how fast that depletes your money.
80,000 a year.
Yeah, that goes by really fast, and that's just for the nursing home.
Right.
Right. Not to say everybody has to have a nursing home, but want to prepare for it.
Those buzzards looking better all the time. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Something I'm excited about. Well, I think one of the big reasons I had you back in here, you've got a book coming out, man.
Yes, sir.
Sounds exciting.
Yeah.
Am I going to get an autographed copy?
You will, man. I will.
Yes.
I promise. I promise.
I hold people to that. My collection's mounting.
There you go.
What's it called, man?
It's called The Priority of Retirement.
The Priority.
Yeah.
What? Retirement's a priority? What?
Isn't it? Don't you want to retire?
It's only not when you don't do it.
That's right.
That made no sense and all the sense in the world all at the same time. Yeah.
Yep. I hear you. Yeah, no, I'm excited about it. It's kind of catches all those things we talked about. The book goes through the non-financial stuff, the planning, how to put the plans together, the upside, the downside, the accumulation, all of it, right? It's obviously you're not going to walk away and be a PhD with it, but I think I'm happy with it. It's come a long way, and it's got put together really well. Thankful for my people that are helping me out with it, and editors and all that kind of jazz.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's about a month away.
Yeah, that's what we're shooting for. It's in editing.
Early spring 2024.
Yep.
Awesome. Amazon? How
it'll
are
be
we
on
getting
Amazon. Yeah, it'll be on Amazon first. You'll be able to paperback, Kindle, audiobook, all that jazz.
it? Nice.
Yeah.
And it walks you through retirement planning.
It does. It takes you through all those different phases. So everything that we really just talked about, the non-financial, the financial, the growth, the downside, the different years. I do want to plug one thing in there. At the end of the book, we talk about generosity, right?
Yeah.
Ended up in generosity. And we all know this, this world right now needs more of that.
A lot more. Yeah.
And so it's just a little plug, for us all to be, if we can, be a little more generous. Not, sure, with your money, but with your time as well.
Mm-hmm. Well, just showing grace.
Exactly.
You don't have to throw money at something.
That's exactly right.
Showing some grace once in a while.
Some humanity. And,
Exactly.
The world needs that for sure.
You got that right.
And if you have time in your retirement, why not throw a little grace and generosity out there?
I'm with you on that. As you travel to Kentucky.
Yeah.
Beautiful,
Riding that horse.
Beautiful state. What can I say? Shawn, what did we miss? Did we miss anything?
I don't think so, brother. I really appreciate it, man.
Congratulations on the book, though.
Thank you, sir.
Very cool. I'm a book guy. We all know that.
I will get you a copy.
You are awesome. What's the website?
It's retirewisepro.com.
Best way to get hold of you?
retirewisepro.com.
That is the best way. You are on LinkedIn and Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook, all the social media, Facebook, LinkedIn, all that.
Awesome. Well, Shawn, brother, they're going to play my music any second there. Wow, producer's fast today. Wow.
He's good.
He wants to get out of here. That's all it is. Shawn, thank you so much for coming in. Folks, retirewisepro.com. Check out what Shawn's doing. Wait for that book to come out. Give it a quick read. Yeah, I'm Tom Sheldon. We'll talk to you soon.